Hello everyone, we are going to be doing a pick and mix challenge in the Facebook group, the Mixed Media Emporium, throughout the whole of November. So there'll be a different challenge each week throughout the month. Now the challenge for this month is to do something with either decoupage or collage. You can see here that I've chosen the decoupage route. I've got here a gorgeous napkin in front of me, and this is what I'm going to be using for my project today. And before I forget to say, for anybody who wants to follow along with our challenges, I'll leave the link to the Facebook group, the Mixed Media Emporium, in the description box below. Now I'm going to be using this to decorate a calico shopping bag. This one here measures 40 by 38 centimetres. I picked up 3 of these when I was in Hobbycraft here in the UK. Gosh, 2-3 years ago, maybe even longer than that, and I've never used them. But does anybody else do this? You're stood there in the queue waiting to pay for items, and they've got all these baskets around enticing you to spend more, and they were reduced to £1, and so I thought, right, okay, I'm going to pick up a few of these, and today is the day that I've decided to use them. So what I am going to do to start off with is prepare my napkin. Now I've done one earlier. I think that it's always better when you're doing decoupage if the edges are slightly frayed, because it blends into whatever substrate you're using them on more invisibly. So that's what I've done here, and all I've done is taken my napkin apart. Let me just show you with this one here. I got these napkins, by the way, on eBay, and if I can find the link to the seller, I'll leave it in the description box below. Again, these are napkins that I've had in my stash for some time, so if I can find them, then I will. I'm using a metal rule, and all I'm going to do is just line it up, and then just really press down with my left hand and just tear along the edge like this to give me that jaggedy ruffled edge. And I've done this all the way around. Now, when you take your carrier bag out of the packet, excuse the rustling sound. They're really creased. This is what they look like. So if I were you, I would take this off to the ironing board first and just give it a good iron. And let me show you. Here's one I prepared earlier. Let's just move that out of the way. So I've taken this one off to the ironing board, and so now that's a nice flat surface for me to work on. So I've popped my napkin onto my bag, and I'm just going to start off by making some marks with a white pencil here, just so that I know where roughly I want my napkin to go when I glue it down. Hopefully I'll be able to see these marks. I can just about, and of course being white, it's not going to show through either. This will just give me a guide as to where I need to put my glue. So I'm just going to do my line all the way around like this. This will just help me, as I've said, when I'm doing the gluing process. You might not be able to pick this up on screen, but hopefully I'll be able to see it, so I can see my line all the way around here. Now, of course, napkins are usually 2 or 3 ply. I'm just going to pull the plies apart. Here we go. This one's 3 ply, and because I've already trimmed it, it's coming away really easily. So There we go. Let's take these off. And it's important that you do get rid of these layers as well, because otherwise when you're applying your glue, you're only applying it to the top layer. And of course, you run the risk of it coming unstuck. So that will be my image for my bag. And I've just lined it up. Let me just pull this down. I've just lined it up with the handles just so that it's nice and symmetrical. Of course, I can't fit this onto the screen here. The other thing you will need is a piece of cardboard or plastic or something that you can put inside of your bag, because of course the glue that we're going to use to stick this down is going to seep through to the other side, and you don't want to glue your bag shut. So just make sure that you've got that on the areas where you are going to be applying your glue. I think these just little cheap plastic wallets are perfect for doing this, but you could use cling film or even a thick piece of cardboard. Use whatever you have. Now, glue-wise, I'm going to be using Mod Podge. I've got the fabric tissue glue just because I've run out of my regular matte Mod Podge. I think matte Mod Podge would work in much the same way, but this was the one that I bought more recently. I've decided to go as well for one of these smaller pots. I bought one of the giant ones last time, and a lot of it just set solid at the bottom. So I don't know, I think this is 236 mil, and this is good enough for me. You also want a nice soft brush as well, nothing too stiff, because otherwise you run the risk that it is going to tear your project. So let's do this. What I'm going to do is just dip my brush inside my glue and just put a nice thick layer where I've made that pencil mark. You want plenty of glue because of course you want your napkin to stick well. So I'm just going to go over those pencil lines, and I'm just going to try and do this as neatly as I can, just doing the outline first. Let me just yeah, I am in camera shot, so that's good. So just go all the way along here like this, and I think just doing the outside edges first is going to be the easiest way, certainly for me, to do it. These would just make the most wonderful Christmas stocking fillers. I mean, think of your granddaughters. I mean, who wouldn't love one of these? And for any of you that do Christmas craft fairs as well, you know, if you can pick one of these up for £1, the napkins are really inexpensive. You could turn quite a reasonable profit, I would think, selling these on a you know, craft fair. I know that lots of you do them for charity purposes, and I think these would be brilliant. These are just really handy for keeping in your handbag because, of course, you know, folded up, they don't take up much room at all. They're also great for sending in the post for gifts as well, because they're lightweight, and again, folded up, they don't take up much space in an envelope. So here we go. Let's just apply plenty of this and make sure I've got it smoothed out nicely as well. I think I've covered the whole of the area, and let's see if I can stick my napkin down symmetrically. Let's see if I can do this. Come on, Nina, you can. Pop that on there, just like that, and then try and smooth it down from the centre, working your way out to avoid any wrinkles. That's not too bad at all. And in fact, actually, I could use another one of these to help me smooth it out, because of course, when you touch a napkin, because they're so fine, you run the risk of tearing it. So using cling film or something like this that just gives you the ability to smooth out any of those wrinkles. So I'm just going to go over this like so until I'm happy with it, working from the center and working your way out. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this napkin. Just make sure that you pay particular attention to the edges. Once you've ironed out all of your wrinkles, just go around the outside like this, just to make sure that the outside is well and truly stuck. I think that's good enough for me. And then very carefully just peel that plastic bag or whatever it is you're using up. And that's it, nice and simple. And then you can just run your finger along the edges just to, you know, get any of those ruffledy edges that you might have pulled up during that pulling process up. Now, to speed up the process, I'm just going to use my heat tool just to dry that glue, because I want to go over the top of this with another layer of the Mod Podge. So I just want to dry it first. I always think it's safer to do it when it's slightly dry, because otherwise you just run the risk of tearing your napkin. So I'm just going to go over the top of the napkin just to seal it, just like this. Just following that line, trying not to go over the rest of the bag. I've still got the protective plastic inside as well, just because I don't want to glue my bag shut. So I'm just going to go all the way around like this. And I'm just going to leave this to dry naturally for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I can finish it off with the heat tool if I want to. My glue is now dry to the touch. We've still got a little bit of stickiness, and that's going to need to cure for probably 24 hours, but it's dry enough now for me to work on. I've decided I want to use some of my Treasure Gold to add a bit of gold as a border around the outside. This is the colour Classic. I've got a relatively stiff brush, and I'm just going to dip this into the gold here like this. Again, I'm just going to use my ruler, and how shall I do this? I'm just going to brush it along the edge like this. I can dip it in if I need a little bit more. Blow away any excess bits that you don't want, and I'm just going to go all the way around the outside of my napkin. So let's add another line. And I just thought this would add a really nice frame. Let me just pull this in here so that you can see what I'm doing. I like that a lot. And again, this is going to need a little bit of time for this to cure as well, but it will be permanent once it's dried. Maneuver your bag around if it's easier for you to do that. Again, let's add a little bit more to the brush. Let's just make a really nice feature of this. And finally, this side here as well. So again, a bit more of the Treasure Gold. As I've said in previous videos, Pebeo also do an equivalent which comes highly recommended. Subscribers have said in the past that yep, it's absolutely brilliant, so I have no problem recommending the Pebeo one as well, although I've never used it. And it is called Pebeo Gilding Wax. Treasure Gold is quite difficult to get hold of outside of the UK. So there we have it. That is my design on my bag. I think that's beautiful. Don't brush away any of these bits. Blow them off, because otherwise you'll find that you know, it just smears into your bag. I absolutely love how that looks, but for me, I want to add a slightly thicker border, so I'm going to go around again. I'm just moving my ruler so that I can just thicken that line. Here we are. And I'm just going to paint that in. And this will dry permanent as well. So let's go over that, and I'm just going to keep going all the way around. Just be careful with this. If you get any residue on your ruler, just give it a good clean before you go on to the next line. just keep dipping that in. I've gone around the outside a couple of times. I really like the gold touch around the edges. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? I don't know whether you can pick up that shine. The Mod Podge has got a shiny finish. I thought at first that it was going to be matte, but it's not. It's got a gloss or semi-gloss finish, but that's okay. It doesn't offend me. Now, we could either leave this here or we could add a couple of finishing touches. I've pulled out this fox charm. Now, this was one that I had from Artful Days goodie box a few years ago, and I've just put this onto a light bulb pin. Now, I could add this to the handle. Let's have a look. Let's see what this looks like. I could hang this as a charm here, like that, and I think that's a really nice finishing touch. Let's just make sure that you can see it and it's in frame. Or the other thing I could do, let's just take that off. I've got a couple of sunflower charms that are the right size for me to put here on the squares where the handles are sewn. Can you see that detail there? So we could even glue some of these on as well, maybe one on each side. I'm undecided as to what I want to do so far, but, you know, do let me know what you prefer. What do you think? As you can see, I've decided to add the fox dangle for the time being. It means I can just add this on with the bulb pin and I don't have to do anything permanent until I've made my mind up. But, you know, do let me know your thoughts. Do you prefer the little sunflower charms or the fox dangle? I just think either are really cute. I've got 2 more left, so I'd like to do a couple more of these. Now, this is really flexible. As you can see, it's not stiff in any way. I've removed the plastic sheet that was inside protecting it. Let me turn it over this way. I just want to show you what it looks like on the inside. So we've got no staining or anything. It's nice and neat on the inside. But as I said earlier, this is going to need to sit now and cure for probably 24 hours just for the gold to cure and for the stickiness to go away from the napkin. Well, I'm leaving it here for today. Thoroughly enjoyed doing this and I hope you've enjoyed it too, and it's given you some decoupage ideas. As always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed my video, and, you know, do let me know what you think in the comments below. But most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.